Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Wayne Morris with WHHI-TV.
And I'm your host, Carrie Smoot Manning from the Village Spa.
And today we are coming to you from Broad Creek Marina, which is the public ferry to Daufuskie. So if you want to go to Daufuskie and you don't have a boat or a pass at Hague Point, you would come to Broad Creek Marina, buy your ticket, and you can get a round trip. Broad Creek Marina is where Up the Creek Pub is, and also the zip line. So it should be easy to find.
Well, that brings us to our first guest, Miss Tracy Von Harten. She's here to talk about Daufuskie because they have some really fun events coming up. They've got 2 events that she's talking about that are coming up in November, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
And speaking of events, the State of the Region's coming up for the Hilton Head Island Bluffton Chamber of Commerce, and Kathy Havens is going to be here to talk to us about that, and also about some after hours they have coming up, which they're famous for.
Absolutely. And then last but not least is Miss Sarah Bergen. She's here representing the Hilton Head Symphony Orchestra. Speaking again of events, they have many coming. She's here to talk about their opening event that they just had and then the rest of their calendar. So a lot of information, so make sure that you come right back for more 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where Bluffton comes to speak.
Where Spring Island comes to speak.
Where the town of Hilton Head Island comes to speak. Where Port Royal comes to speak.
.843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.
Welcome to 843 TV. We're here this morning with Tracy Von Harten. She is the event coordinator for the 4th annual Daufuskie Literary Throwdown and the 10th annual Daufuskie Fall Festival. That is a mouthful right there.
It's a long title, yes.
Thank you for being with us on this beautiful morning. So what activities are taking place at the Fall Festival?
So this is a combination event, so it's a literary event, so there'll be 4 to 12 writers. Activities all over the island, including live music, an oyster roast, and then also cycling, golf cart, whatever you want to do to see the island.
Oh, fun.
Jewelry, vendors, lots of activities going on that day.
Now, when is this event?
November 1st.
Okay.
And it starts at noon, and it goes until we can't eat any more oysters, until they're all gone. And
That
all
sounds
the
like a
books are
challenge.
gone. Yes. Are you up for it?
Where's the event being held and why is the location so unique?
So it's being held at the marina location by the old Daufuskie Crab Company, and that's on Daufuskie Island. And if you're familiar with the island, this is one of the last places where there's not a bridge connecting. So it's very unique. There's a lot of history, a lot of culture still intact there.
Oh, great.
So it makes it like you're going back in time, like you've gone into a time machine.
Great. That sounds great.
Tell us a little bit about the amenities of the island.
So you get to see a lot of the old Gullah history that's on the island, but also in addition to that, there's golfing, there's 3 different resorts where you can stay. So it's kind of a great mix of the time travel going back to the historic Gullah days, but then also you can stay in a great house on the beach or in a condo, play some golf, and also just enjoy the scenery in a refined setting.
It is, you're right, it's a throwback for sure. And that's one of the reasons we're filming here at Broad Creek Marina is because this is the public access to Daufuskie.
That's right.
And the bridge behind us is, on the other side of that bridge is where you check in, and then the ferry boat right here to our right. So great location. But getting back to the event, what is a literary throwdown? I don't think I've ever heard that term before.
I thought they might be, the writers might be breakdancing together, but it's actually, we have some really great writers in the Low Country. We have almost a dozen Low Country writers that are going to be there, some of the best. And the energy, when you get to meet these writers and you get to hear these stories firsthand, and they'll have their books, they'll be signing, but also it's a chance to connect with them and find out more about these stories and about their lives and how they came about writing the books. So that personal connection and being able to interact, have some oysters, have a few beers, listen to the band with the writers makes it unique.
That is very unique. You don't see things like that really anymore at all.
You really don't. And it's local. I mean, you think, we talk about local food, the local oysters, but these are our local writers, and they're telling the stories about our land and about this island in particular.
So all of the writers will be actually talking about the local landscape and the history and all of that stuff.
That's right. For example, South, which is Wendy Politzer's book, She traveled throughout the South collecting her stories, and I believe she's been a guest on here, so you may be familiar with that. But it really is. These are our stories from being in the Low Country, and so people like Wendy have traveled, gone out, and they're bringing these in a group setting where you can really, informal setting, find out more about how they collected them.
To one of the most little eclectic hidden gems around the area. If you've never been to Daufuskie, you really need to go. It is such an eclectic place to be. It's truly got all of the old history of where everything here started. And then, like you said, if you want to stay in a really nice house, yes. There's a couple resorts, amazing food. So tell us more about the literary portion of the event.
So there will be books for sale. And so, this is a time of year, a lot of people start thinking about Christmas presents, and what a great gift. It's a locally made, locally generated product, so you can get your book signed, meet the authors, and also anybody that is writing, that is interested in creative writing, it's a great chance because there will be publishers there. You can also come and pitch your stories and then find out more about how do you get your book done? How do you tell your story by interacting with these writers?
Wow, it sounds like a good opportunity for some people too.
Yes.
What's your background? How did you get involved with the event?
Well, I had a chance to visit Daufuskie the last couple of years. My father used to drive the mail route over
cool.
there.
That's
So
awesome.
my father was a shrimper, and he loves the river. He's written a little book too. So there's a little bit of literary history there. But I had one of the most magical experiences out there because I did the entire island by bike, which is another reminder you can go and see the island.
Right.
There's bike rentals, there's golf cart rentals, and I got to see dolphins, strand fishing, bald eagles, the historic lighthouse, all of the historic Gullah houses. So that's when I first connected and I fell in love with the island.
So this is obviously a very family-friendly event.
Absolutely.
An wonderful opportunity for children and a great history lesson all at the same time.
That's right.
And there's free. Well, is there a mission?
It's free. You do have to pay for your ferry ride over, but it is it's a boat ride. It's fantastic. You usually see dolphin on the way over. The oyster roast is very affordable. It supports the Binya Foundation, which is the group that's presenting the event, and it helps preserve the culture on Daufuskie. So that's $10 for all you can eat oysters. Now anybody that had oysters,
Yeah.
and these are local Bluffton oysters. So bring your appetite. And so it's free charge for the event and then a very nominal charge for the oysters.
Well, that totally sounds like an event that needs to be put on the calendar. So
Absolutely.
again, it's November the 1st and starts at what time?
It starts at noon.
All right, and for more information, make sure you check out their Facebook page or go to Daufuskie's website. And make sure that you stay with us because we'll be right back with more 843 TV.